Binomial and trinomial product rules. A binomial is defined as a two-term expression, while a trinomial is a three-term expression.
Using this in basic application, this is relevant for grade 9s as well as grade 10s. If I take a number like 5 and here's x plus 1, inside the bracket I have a binomial. Now they're unlike terms, which means they're not of the same nature. So we take the number that's in front of the bracket and we apply what's called distribution. I'm just going to write it here, distribution. So it would look like this. 5 distributes to the x, and we have 5x through multiplication, product rules. And then 5 distributes to 1 to give 5. So you can see our answer is also a binomial. Now what happens if I have two binomials, like 2x minus 3 and x plus 5? Binomial and binomial, we generally try to use the FOIL approach. Multiply the first terms in each bracket, then the outer, then we times the inner ones, and then the last ones in each bracket. The answer will look like this. 2x times x is 2x to the power of 2. 2x times 5 is 10x. The product of the inner two is minus 3x, and the last ones are minus 15. All we have to do now is simplify our like terms. Okay, I'll just do it below. So that's 2x squared. Now we have 10x minus 3x. So just visualize you've got 10 and you put 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. You're left with 7 of those x's, minus 15. Okay, so that's how we do two binomials. The next type is when we have a binomial squared. So I'm just going to label these number 1, number 2, and then the next one is if I have a binomial raised to the power of 2. So let's say I have x plus 3 squared. So what you do with this one is you can expand it so that it looks like x plus 3, because when we're to the power of 2, it means you're timesing it by itself. And then you'll proceed to do normal FOIL. Okay, so the answer to this will be x to the power of 2 because of x times x. This will give me 3x on our outers and 3x on our inners, which simplify to 6x. And then this one here is 9. All right, so that's the third kind. Our fourth one, this is now new specifically for grade 10s. That is when I have a binomial times a trinomial. Now this can get a little bit messy, so do pay attention. I've written it down. With a binomial and trinomial, your job is to make sure that each term in the first bracket gets multiplied with each in the second bracket. Okay, so this might look a little bit messy, but just have a look here. You'll take the 2a and you're going to distribute it accordingly with all 3 over here, and then you're going to do the same with the second term. You're going to times it in with each of those. So 2a times 3a squared is 6a to the power of 3. 2a by negative a is minus 2a squared. And then these ones, it's going to be 4ab. Now that I've exhausted all of the ones from the first term, we do the second term's ones. Minus 5b times 3a squared is minus 15a squared b. Minus 5b times minus a is positive 5ab, and then minus 5b with 2b is negative 10b raised to the power of 2. Now we need to identify the like terms. Now we just neaten it up. 6a cubed, there's nothing with this one. There's nothing with this one, so it stays as it is. Simplifying these, 4 of these plus 5 of them yields 9 of them. There's nothing like with this one, and there's nothing like with this one. So that is the final answer. You just need to be mindful that your multiplications are done correctly, including how the exponents work, as well as the signs. Let's look at our slightly higher order questions. These two will conclude our video. I'm going to start with the one on the left-hand side. Here I've got some fraction term, which I'm going to distribute into this binomial, and then the same in this case. So a 7th p distribute to 14. That is going to give me 2pq. Now, just check this out. 14 is basically 14 over 1. So you're basically saying 14 divided by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. And then p times q is pq. Doing the same here. A positive negative is negative. 21 divided by 7 is 3, and that is py. And now we'll do the same process here. Minus a 5th q times 10p is minus 2pq. And then in the last one, that's plus 3qy. Let's identify if there are any like terms. I see here's a pq and a pq. And then here's py, qy. So these are not like. Simplifying the like terms, if I've got 2 of the pq's and I take 2 of them away, they're no longer there. So I'm only left with 3qy minus 3py. Okay, so that one's finished. Don't be overwhelmed when you see fractions. You just apply them with timesing of fractions. The last one here, this is a binomial squared. So let's expand it. That's x over 3 plus 4 over x squared. And then you times it by itself. Applying FOIL first. X over 3 times x over 3 is x squared over 9. Top times top, bottom times bottom. This term times the last one. That's going to give me 4x over 3x squared. Inner terms, 4x over 3x squared. And last terms, 4 by 4 is 16. X squared by x squared is x raised to the 4. Simplifying them, there's nothing else with the x squared here in the numerator, so that's fine. Over here, what I'm going to do is simplify them because each term is actually here a monomial. I'm going to divide through here, getting rid of the x, and in doing so, I can eliminate 1 from the denominator. So I'm going to be left with x here. And the same thing happens. If I remove an x accordingly at the top, I can remove an x at the bottom. So I've got 4 over 3x plus 4 over 3x. Because the denominators are already standardized in an LCD, a lowest common denominator, it stays as is. And then we add the numerators. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then over here, 16 over x squared. X to the 4, apologies.
If you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something from it, you may want to check this one out next. A like and a subscribe will help us to grow our channel, and feel free to share this with any of your friends so we can all achieve academic success together. See you in the next one.